Hello everyone and welcome to Sunday. Last night, or I guess you could argue this morning, a new generation of consoles was unleashed upon us. I am, of course, talking about the Wii U, and some may argue that it's not actually the next generation. Some might say, well, it's actually a latecomer to the current generation. But those people are usually Microsoft or Sony fanboys who are just arguing that the 720 or the PS4 are going to be vastly superior to the Wii U. And they might be, but the fact is we don't actually know any of that. Plus, it doesn't matter. That has no bearing on the next generation of consoles being unleashed upon us because it's about the timeline and not about the power. But because the Wii U just came out, I would like to talk about it a little bit. And I want to start by answering a question that I have been asked way too often lately. And that is, are you getting a Wii U? And the answer to that is no. No, I'm not. At least not right now. And some people think that it's because I'm anti-Nintendo. No, I'm not anti-Nintendo. That's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. I love Nintendo games. But there's nothing at this console launch that makes me want to purchase it. And as a general rule, at the launch of a console is the worst time to buy a console because it is at its highest price and has the least value. It's a gun, and it will shoot you in the face as a consumer. When I say it's at its highest price, I mean that. The console is not going to cost any more than it does right now. It's only going to get cheaper. When I say the least value, I mean that there are not very many games available for it. In a year or two down the road, you'll have a lot of options, and it'll make a lot of sense to buy. For me personally, I've looked at the launch lineup, and I've said, no, I think I'm going to pass. There's not one game in the launch lineup that I want to play at all. And some of the ones that I'm interested in playing have already been released or are going to be released on other consoles, and I can play them on other consoles that I already own, so I don't have to buy a Wii U. Now, to be fair, I think the Wii U hardware is interesting, and I'm sure that at some point I will buy one. But right now, it doesn't make any sense to buy one at launch. Now, to be fair, it might make sense for you to buy one. If you can justify the $300 or $350 purchase of a Wii U with the current games that are out, then I will not judge you. Go for it. Personally, I don't really care for the launch lineup. And it's not a terrible launch lineup. It's not abysmal. I mean, there's certainly been console launches that have been worse than the Wii U's, but there's also been some that have been better. I mean, even though there's a Mario game on the Wii U at launch, it's not the same. It's just not the same. One of the best launch lineups I've ever seen was the Nintendo 64. It had Super Mario 64. It had a first-party Nintendo title. It had a Mario title, but it was a new adventure. It felt amazing. It was such a drastic change from the 2D Mario games that it was worth investing in the console at launch so you could play the new technology. You could play Mario in 3D, a game that was actually good. One of the rare series that made the jump from 2D to 3D successfully. One could argue that the best launch lineup ever was probably the Wii. Just in the fact that the game that everyone wanted to play the most, Wii Sports, and what sold the most system, Wii Sports, was bundled with the Wii. So it probably had the most powerful launch lineup in history. But the reason this vlog exists is because I want to find out what you guys are thinking. Did you already get a Wii? Are you going to get one for Christmas? Do you not care at all? Or are you like me and you're like, you know what? I think I'll wait. Because like I said, in my personal opinion, it doesn't make any sense to get any console at launch, except, the Wii and the Nintendo 64. But not the Wii U. There's just not enough games there to make me go, eh. And I mean, even looking forward into the next few months doesn't really get my attention. Pikmin 3, yeah. I mean, I have Pikmin 1 and 2, and Pikmin is a good game, but it's not going to sell me a system. In fact, I think that it's going to be a while before Nintendo will be able to sell me a Wii U, just because I don't play a whole lot of games for leisure anymore. And I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to be able to again. And since I'm not in a rush to play games, probably going to wait a while. Probably going to wait until there's a new 3D Mario game, probably a Zelda game, maybe a Kirby game, Metroid, Smash Brothers. I will almost assuredly not buy a Wii U until Smash Brothers comes out. And if we look back at the GameCube, Smash Brothers Melee was out the month after the GameCube came out. it came out in December, and the GameCube came out in November. So even though it wasn't quite at launch, it was practically at launch, and that was amazing. I mean, the GameCube went down over the course of its lifespan and eventually kind of dug itself a little hole and died. But the launch for the GameCube, still not that bad. Wii U's, in my opinion, kind of meh. But like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me if you're going to get one, tell me if you have one, or tell me if you don't care. As for me, probably going to be a while before I buy one. Not just because the games aren't really appealing to me right now, but also because I don't have a whole lot of time. So might as well wait until the system is going to be cheaper, and maybe some of the games that I want to play get cheaper as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? And yes, you are welcome for having Kepler in the shot of a vlog for literally the entire vlog. A Star is Born.